You will become friends with some of them. You will make a kind of family there. The two will need people they can depend on. Sylvia shook his head, unable to imagine what life would be like in the camp without Uncle. He squeezed Uncle's hand tightly. Uncle stood quietly and said nothing more. He knew it would be hard for me. Sylvia realized he does not want to leave me dead, but he has to go back and fight for our people. I must act like a baby. I must try to be strong. Sylvia swallowed hard. Uncle, when you go back to Sweden, you might meet my parents somewhere. You call, tell them where I am, or you call, talk to those you met, and ask where the people of Luna Arica are. Not Uncle, Dad not answer right away. Then he said, "Of course I will do that, nephew." Sylvia felt a teeny spark of hope. With Uncle looking for his family, there was a chance they might all be together again on day. No one in the group had eaten anything for 2 days. Their water was nearly gone. Only the visitor of leaving the desert kept them moving through the heat and the desert early that afternoon. They came across the first evidence that the desert was receding. A few stand tree near a shallow pool of muddy water. The water was unfit to drink, but a dead stork lay by the pond edge. Immediately the group began to make preparation to cook and eat the bird. Sylvia helped gather twigs to the fire. As the bird roasted, Sylvia called hurriedly, "Keep his eyes off it. There would only be enough for a bit or two for each person." But he called hurriedly wait. Then he heard a loud voice along with the rest of the group. He turned and saw 6 men coming toward them. As the men approached, he could see that they were armed with guns and machetes. The men began shouting, "Sit down, hand on your hand, all of you." Now everyone in the group sat down at once. Sylvia was afraid of the weapons, and he could see that the others were too. One of the men walked among the group and stood in front of Uncle. Sylvia could tell by the rueful securing on the man's face that he was from the North Trip. "Are you with the rebels?" the man asked. "No," Uncle answered. "Where have you come from? Where are you coming?" "We come from the west of the Nile," Uncle said. "We are going to Athens to the refuge camp." The man told Uncle to get up and leave his gun where it was. Two of the other men took Uncle to a tree several yards away and tied him to it. Then the man moved among the group. If anyone was carrying a bag, the man opened it and took whatever was in it. The order sent people to remove their clothing and took that too. Sylvia was trembling even in the in the mindset of his fire, he realized that for the first time on the trip it was a group thing to be the youngest and smallest. The man would not be interested in his clothes. When the man had finished their loading, they picked up Uncle's gun. Then they walked to the tree where Uncle was tired up. Maybe they will leave us alone now that they have rubbed as Sylvia thought. He heard them laughing as Sylvia watched one of the men aimed his gun at Uncle. Three shot rang out, then the man ran away. They buried Uncle in a hole about 2 feet deep, a hole that had already been made by some kind of animal. Out of respect for him, the group walked no more that day, but took time to mourn the man who had been their leader. Sylvia was too numb to think, and when thought did come to him, the sudden silly, he was annoyed that they would not be able to eat after all. While the man had been loading the group, more birds had arrived and picked at the rested stork until it was nothing but bones. The time for grief was short, and he walked began again soon after dark. Despite the numbness in his heart, Sylvia was amazed to find himself walking faster and more boldly than he had before. Marilia was gone. Uncle was gone too, murdered by those near men right before Sylvia's eyes. Marilia and Uncle were no longer by his side, and he never would be again. But Sylvia knew that both of them would have wanted him to survive, to finish the trip and reach the eating revenge camp safely. It was almost as if they had left their stranger with him to help him on his journey. He could not think of any other explanation for the way he felt, but there was no double beneath his terrible sadness. He felt strong now that Sylvia was without Uncle's care and protection. The group attendant toward him changed. One again, they grumbled that he was too young and small, that he might slow them down or start crying again as he had in the desert. No one shared anything with him, neither food nor company. Uncle had always shared the animals and birds he shot with everyone in the group, but it seemed they had all forgot that, for Sylvia now had to beg for script, which were given gradually. The way they were treating him made Sylvia feel strong. Still, there is no one left to help me. They think I am weak and useless. Sylvia lifted his head broadly. They are wrong, and I will prove it. Sylvia had never before seen so many people in one place at the same time. How could there be this many people in the world?